So the difference between the investment strategy for a corporate VC and an institutional VC would primarily depend on the investment focus areas for the corporate VC versus for an institutional VC. So our strategy, for example, at Microsoft is to align ourselves with the key areas that Microsoft has strengths in and wants to develop more capabilities in. And so our investment thesis is very much aligned with those enterprise software areas where Microsoft either has a strong product presence in or would like to develop a bigger presence in those areas. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity are some of the key areas where we would like to build more of an expertise in. And so that for us drives our investment strategy and how we look at investments in those areas. For an institutional VC, the key investment strategy for them in terms of the focus areas is dependent on the strengths that the GPs or the partners at the fund bring, and could probably be influenced by the LPs that want them to focus on specific areas. But in most cases, it's the expertise of the GPs. The strategy in terms of the sectors that they invest in or the series that they invest in is very fragmented. It's very different. So there are some funds that only focus on seed stage or angel stage or early stage deals. There are some funds that focus more on later stage deals. For corporate VCs, the stages that we come in typically is when the product market risk is lower. So there is a product market fit that is identified. There is some level of initial revenue traction that the startup may already have. So most corporate VCs, I would say, typically focus on the Series A through C stage investments. There are some corporates that even come in later. I used to work at Intel Capital, and at Intel we would come in post Series B when the company had at least 2 to 3 million in revenues. And Cisco has a very different investment strategy when they look at stages. So it really depends on what the corporation is looking for when they set up the VC fund in terms of the value that they're looking to get back from that VC fund. So at Microsoft, for example, our function is to be the sensors in the VC, the startup ecosystem, and bring back important signals from the startups to Microsoft so that Microsoft as a company does not miss on any of the important trends that most of these startups are looking to build. So that's our key investment strategy. And like I said, institutional VCs typically would just base it off of the expertise that they have.